Welcome back to Motivation Library, where we do these deep dives into books, to get those golden nuggets of wisdom out there. And today, we are going into a book by Marni Kinrys, Get Inside Her.
Okay.
Dirty dating tips and secrets from a woman on how to attract, seduce, and get any female you want.
Wow.
Now, I got to say the title alone,
Yeah.
it's a little bit much for me.
A little aggressive? Yeah.
It feels a little aggressive.
But I don't know if I like being referred to as a female that you want. It
Yeah.
sounds very, primal.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. But before you, just write the book off, let's talk a little bit about Marni Kinrys. She's not just some random person, giving, dating advice. She actually started out as a wing girl
Oh, what?
for her friends, and then that developed into helping men, with their dating lives. So she's kind of got
So she's got the experience.
the experience,
Interesting.
so she's coming from a very interesting from both sides. Yeah, she's like that really good friend you have that will tell you the truth.
Give you the real deal.
The real deal.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going for today. And so,
That's exciting.
so let's jump into it.
Okay, let's do it.
One of the first things she says is, the bad boy stereotype
Okay.
that women want the jerk.
Right.
She says that is absolutely not true.
Oh, that's interesting because I feel like that's such a common trope. You
Yeah.
see that everywhere
Yeah.
in movies, just societal norms that the bad boy always gets the girl.
Right.
So that's really interesting that she...
And she has an anecdote in the book that I thought was pretty powerful. She
Yeah.
talks about
Yeah.
being at a club one night and seeing this group of very attractive guys.
Okay.
Obviously very successful, doing very well,
Mm-hmm.
but they were just bombing with the women
What were they doing?
because all they did was sit there and brag about how much money they make.
Mm-hmm.
Their possessions, all this, and it just totally backfired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it comes across as so insecure and trying too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were trying too hard.
And it shows they're not really interested in who they're talking to. It's
Yeah.
just like a show.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of trying too hard, she also talks about Mystery,
Yeah.
the pickup artist.
Yes, of course.
And she said when she met him, she was initially intrigued
Yeah.
by his little techniques.
Yeah.
But then after,
You see through it.
she's like, oh,
It's just a game.
it's just a game. This isn't real.
Yeah.
This isn't real connection.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about here.
Right. So it's not about the game. It's about the genuine connection.
It's a genuine connection.
Yeah.
And what she says is women want what they call a nice guy with an edge.
A nice guy with an edge.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something there.
Yeah. So they want a nice guy
Right.
that's confident and can be a leader.
So it's like a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she...
So not a pushover.
Not a pushover, but not a jerk.
Right.
It's that...
The in-between.
It's that sweet spot.
Yeah.
And she emphasizes this is not like a domineering or an aggressive type of thing.
Okay.
This is a strength. This is a confidence.
Yeah.
This is, knowing what you want in life and going after it
Right.
and being able to, lead.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And she has another antidote in the book about a guy who got back with his ex.
Okay.
And he did it not by begging and pleading.
Right.
He did it by demonstrating self-improvement,
Oh, wow.
personal growth.
That's interesting.
And that's what drew her back in.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because it shows that he's actually taken the time to work on himself,
Right.
which I think is really important.
It's not about manipulating
Exactly.
the person.
Nah, it's about
That'll-
becoming a better you.
Being the best version of yourself.
Becoming a better you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this ties directly into what she says is that
Okay.
one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess
Okay, what's that?
is confidence.
Confidence. Okay.
Yeah.
More than looks, more than
More than looks.
money status.
Status confidence.
It's all about that confidence.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Because confidence kind of radiates, and makes everything else.
Exactly. It's the magnetism.
Yeah.
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 And she was a very interesting exercise for men in the book.
Okay, I'm curious.
She says, okay, guys, create a dating profile as a woman.
What?
Yeah.
That's a really interesting idea.
Go on those dating sites as a woman
I like that.
and just experience
Wow.
the bombardment,
Yeah.
the low effort.
Okay.
Yeah, so you really get a sense of,
What it's like.
to be on the receiving end.
To be on the receiving end.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting.
So, it's very insightful, I think.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to analyze 50 Shades of Grey.
What?
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey.
I would not have expected that from this book.
Well, her argument is
Yeah,
that,
okay.
whatever you think of the book, it does reveal a lot about what women desire.
Interesting. Okay.
And it goes back to this whole idea of
Okay.
authority and confidence and leadership.
Yeah.
So
it's not about the specific acts, but the overall dynamic.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So it's very
Insightful.
very interesting analysis, I think.
Yeah, I'm curious to read that chapter for sure.
Yeah. Now let's get into the art of conversation and connection.
Right, let's go there.
First and foremost, she says, ditch the interview mode.
Interview mode.
Where you're just,
Asking the typical question.
asking the typical questions and not.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Where do you live?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says, instead of asking so many questions.
Share your stories.
Oh, okay.
Share your passions.
So it's about being more open yourself.
Be more open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And she has this great example of, complimenting a woman.
Okay.
She says instead of just,
Like, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
which is fine, but,
Yeah.
you
Or just being very generic.
Right.
She says, notice things about her,
Okay.
her sense of humor, her intelligence,
Yeah.
things like that.
So more specific compliments.
It's more specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then one more thing. She has this decision-making method called, is this really me?
Is this really me?
Yeah.
I like that.
So every time you make a decision, you ask yourself, is this really me?
So it's like a gut check.
It's a good check. And if it aligns with, who you are at your core,
Right.
then that's the decision you make.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's all about that self-awareness.
Self-awareness is key.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So it's not about trying to please other people or trying to fit in a certain mold. It's just
It's about being authentic.
being authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going for.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah.
So far, so good. I'm liking these takeaways.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Let's keep going.
All right. We'll be back in a bit. All right. So This Really Me is a great tool, I think, to build that self-awareness.
Yeah.
And let that true self shine through.
Yeah.
So let's get into some of the first date dilemmas.
Okay.
You know who pays for the first date.
Ooh.
You know when to go in for the kiss.
Those big questions. Yeah.
Big questions.
Everyone wants to know.
So what does Marni say
Yeah.
about who pays for the date?
Okay.
She says the gentleman pays for the first date.
Okay.
She sees it as a way, to make the woman feel special and to show respect.
Right. It's like a gesture.
It's a gesture.
Yeah.
It's
not about being financially dependent or anything like that. It's
Right.
just like a nice gesture.
a nice gesture.
Yeah.
And she's not saying, women should never offer,
Right.
but it's about that initial, that initial gesture.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to, the kiss,
Okay.
she says, you got to pay attention to her body language.
Body language.
Is she sending you signals?
Okay.
So
what are some of the signals?
well, if she's avoiding eye contact or pursing her lips,
Okay.
those are
Probably not a good sign.
probably not a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're ever unsure,
Okay.
she says, go for the cheek
Oh.
and linger.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
See how she responds.
Yeah, a little test.
Yeah. Now let's talk about some of the common dating challenges,
Okay.
like flaking or shit tests.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are tough.
What does she say about flaking? She says that's usually a sign of insecurity
Okay.
or a lack of interest.
So not worth your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You deserve to be with somebody that wants to be with you.
Exactly.
So just move on.
yeah, don't take it personally.
Take it personally.
Let's move on.
Yeah. And then those ship tests
Okay.
where a woman might,
Kind of test you a little bit?
yeah, she'll kind of throw these little things at you
Okay.
to see how you react.
Like what?
She might make fun of your job or your car
Right,
or
right.
something,
Okay, so how do you respond to that?
Well, she says
Yeah.
you got to maintain your confidence and leadership.
Okay.
You don't you don't try to appease her.
Right.
You stand your ground
Okay.
and you show her that you're not intimidated
Oh, I like that.
by these little tests.
Okay.
Yeah. And how you respond to these
Yeah.
can actually increase attraction.
Oh, interesting.
because
It's a good thing.
it's a good thing. Yeah.
You're setting boundaries.
Yeah.
You're showing you're not going to play her games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
No, the dreaded friend zone.
Oh, the friend zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says, if you're interested in a woman romantically,
Yeah.
make it known.
Don't be her friend.
Don't pretend to be her friend.
Uh-huh.
And then, sneak your way in.
Right.
Like, be upfront.
Be upfront about your intentions.
Yeah.
Don't send mixed messages.
Right.
Because that just leads to confusion and frustration.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in her romantically,
Okay.
ask her out on a date. Flirt with her. You know?
Make a move.
Make a move.
Okay.
Now, if you find yourself in the friend zone,
Yeah.
she says, take a step back.
Okay.
You know, reevaluate your priorities. Give yourself some space and time to assess,
Okay.
you know, what you really want.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes taking a break
Yeah.
can actually
help.
shift the dynamic.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because she might start seeing you in a different light.
Right.
You know, and then you can reconnect on different terms.
Got it.
With clear intentions.
Okay. I like that.
So one of the things that she really emphasizes throughout the whole book is the importance of taking care of yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, physically,
Yeah.
mentally.
Starts with you.
It starts with you.
Yeah.
You know your overall well-being.
Right.
You know it has a huge impact on your dating life.
It shows, it radiates.
It radiates.
Yeah.
You know, and
if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't expect to,
exactly.
you know, put your best foot forward.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, prioritize your physical health.
Right.
Your emotional well-being.
Yeah.
You know, personal growth.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
that's when you really project that.
It shows.
That confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also offers some great advice on handling rejection.
Okay.
You know, she says, you know,
It's part of it.
it's part of life.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're not worthy
Right.
or desirable.
Just got to keep going.
You know,
Yeah.
you got to look at it as an opportunity for growth and learning.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Learn from it.
learn from it.
Yeah.
And she says, you know, you don't have to be everyone's cup of tea.
All right.
It's about finding the right woman
Yeah.
who appreciates you for who you are.
That's the one you want.
That's the one you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things I got from this book
Yeah.
was her emphasis on authenticity.
Oh, that's huge.
You know, trying to be someone you're not
Yeah.
is...
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
And it's not sustainable.
And it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And it's not attractive.
Right.
So, you know, be genuine, be honest, be true to your values.
Exactly.
And, you know, let your personality shine through.
Yeah, I love that.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Now, one of the most insightful chapters in the book, I thought,
Okay.
was about understanding female psychology.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
She really gives you a glimpse into,
Yeah.
you know, how women think and feel and
Right.
respond to men.
Okay.
And she says, you know, women are highly attuned to
Okay.
a man's energy and presence.
Oh, okay.
It's not just what he says,
Right.
is how he carries himself.
It's the vibes.
The vibe he gives off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
confidence, strength, a sense of direction.
Okay.
These are very attractive to women.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
Because it makes them feel safe.
it makes them feel
Sure.
safe and secure.
Yeah.
And she says, you know, develop your own unique sense of style and presence.
Okay.
You know, express your individuality.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to stand out,
I like that.
you know? And she also offers some insights into how women perceive beauty.
Okay.
You know?
That's a big topic.
She says, you know, beauty is subjective. There's no one-size-fits-all
Right.
standard.
Everyone's different.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, she says, you know, confidence,
Yeah.
a strong sense of self
Yeah.
are far more important
Just physical appearance.
than physical
Yeah.
appearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
focus on developing your inner qualities
Yeah.
rather than, you know, obsessing over your looks.
Work on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that really resonated with me
Okay.
is her emphasis on creating emotional intimacy,
Okay.
you know, in a relationship
Yeah, that's important.
is huge.
Yeah.
You know, it's about connecting on a deeper level, feeling safe to be vulnerable with each other.
Absolutely.
And she says, you know, the ultimate goal in dating is to find someone.
Yeah.
You can create that space of vulnerability and emotional connection,
Right. Yeah.
you know, to find someone who accepts you
For who you are.
for who you are, flaws and all.
Yeah.
And she says, you know, this type of intimacy takes time,
It does.
an effort to cultivate.
It doesn't just happen overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know, be patient, be understanding, be supportive.
Right.
You know, as you navigate these complexities
Yeah.
of building emotional intimacy with a partner.
It's a journey.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into get inside her,
Yeah.
I think one of the most important takeaways
Yeah.
is that dating should be fun.
It should be.
You know,
It shouldn't feel like a chore.
it should be.
Yeah.
Enjoy the process.
Exactly.
Learn from your experiences.
Yeah.
Don't take rejection too personally.
Right.
And, find someone you connect with on a deeper level who brings out the best in you.
I love that.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's a great takeaway.
So thanks for joining us
Absolutely.
on this deep dive into Get Inside Her.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Make sure you subscribe to Motivation Library for more deep dives into these life-changing books.
Yes.
And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep those hearts open.
Beautiful.
See you next time.